Hello. I made sure to do preparations before stream. Well, then again, I was still on my starting student screen for a while. Mostly because I'm playing with my old controller right now, and I wanted to see... Okay. Oh, that's my alarm to start stream. Oh, I forgot to do something, but I just wanted to see if this controller I haven't played with a while, if it was drifting or not. And it's not. The reason I wanted to switch controllers anyways, because the other one was drifting. So, just give me 1 second while I do some other things I've got to do before stream. There, I'm back. Anyway, if you've been following me for a bit, you may know that I have... Wow, it turned off quickly. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've been playing several games at once, but this is the first time I've been playing the same game twice in a row. And it's mostly because I am not in a great state mentally. It's why I haven't been streaming super often, but I want to get better. So I'm streaming, forcing myself to stream. But I have the spring now. The moment that I get the spike, I'm going to build a portable Skyview tower, which will be super helpful. I also need to make sure I fly around and get all these different things. It's sensitive, like it's drifting. Controllers and sensors. This seems to be a recalibration issue. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect this controller. Awesome, cool. All right, so I know this area right here is a skydive place. That is... What is that? Oh, it's a Skyview tower. I might actually want to go deal with that first. Sorry, that was behaving weirdly. Anyway, also, is that a platform? I want to see if there's a flux construct around here. I know I got that. There's that island right there. That wasn't snapback, that was a drift. I always seem to need new controllers. What's down here? This is the place you're supposed to be, isn't it? Too far away? Was too far away. Okay. Okay, so I want to fly over there and over there if I can. I'd like to first fly here because I'd like the glide suit as soon as possible. But let's see. Do I have rockets? I have everything except for batteries. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna head and get that tower in the south. I don't think it's the Farron region, but I don't think it's Necluda either. What region is that? I actually think it is considered Farron. Oh, there's also a quark seed up here. I remember that. Nice. Okay. There's Thunderhead. I didn't think it was so low, though. It's not so low. I was just really high up. I forgot that the Great Skyline is super high up in the air. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. You, what are you doing in a place like this? No, it doesn't matter. Can you just help me? What's wrong? There's a cave that's right on the other side. That dude must be so fucking confused. He was just like talking to me and then suddenly I disappear and he's like, what the fuck? I know it's cruel, but the... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I knew that that was gonna happen. Why didn't I get as many eyes as I could? Sorry, you had to die, but I need your gem. Okay. The more of the map I unlock, the more travel medallions I'll get from Robbie later, once we get to Otenno. I wish I could skip this cutscene. I rarely use the travel medallions in my playthrough. I should have used one to get to the Lionel Coliseum faster. It's not hard to get there, it's just, you know, wish I could get there faster. There's Thunderhead. Okay. I wish horizontal speed wasn't capped. It's only capped when you're in the air. If you're standing on something that's moving, your horizontal speed isn't capped, which has been proven because there are speed glitches that were used in this game. Oh, fairies. Forgot fairies can sometimes spawn on these islands. Fairy is way up there. They allow you to carry more fairies because you don't have Mifa's Grace in this game, which is nice of them. I still don't like the fact that you have to wait for them to come down, though. Since fairies can hover well above your reach for a while. For a while. So they're really western. And it flew away. Nice. Nice. Carts, hydrants, balloons, and heads. Okay. That's good information to have. I don't think I'm going to be using any of those, which is a little unfortunate, but you know, shit happens. I don't want to go down there just yet. Shit. Didn't think we'd be hitting this one so soon. Oh, that's right. Okay, hopefully that's enough height. And it was awesome. I'm the fucking greatest. I remember climbing up this fucking thing for ages last one of those times I did this. Yeah, I also got to this one super early once before, and I didn't have any other thing, but I used all of my stamina and stamina recovery meals in order to get over here, and it was just a complete waste. I'm glad I was much smarter this time. It's nice how available. All of the fruits are, because it's like they are equal to the freaking like the arrows from Breath of the Wild, so it's no surprise that you'd want to use them as much as you can. Alright, and this is the actual place where you get like possibly my favorite construction in the game. Besides the hover bike. Yeah, this is much better for long range travel in the skies when you're at lower leveled like battery consumption, when you have a lot less battery, when you're a battery haver to a lesser degree. I don't know what I'm saying, but this is a construction that I make all the time. Oh, first of all, I'll place it right here actually. Hold this out here. And bring it in. Much easier to control. I did that rewind thing in order to stop its momentum. For some reason, when you use recall, things just lose all of their momentum immediately, kind of like stasis. So I do that sometimes. Something I learned is that area of 3D space works exactly like portals do, I think. Oh no, this might be just a texture if I remember correctly. A 3D texture. Another blessing shrine. Star fragment. No. Mighty Zonite shield, much better than what I have. Shield of the Mind's Eye. It's fun, but it's useless. Do 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 do. How to use this gotcha machine, right? Oh, there's one more in there that I haven't gotten yet. That's no good. I remember the hydrant shined pretty well. Stabilizer. That's a good one. I think there's a chest over here. Or a fuck ton of rockets, apparently. That's a shame. I wanted a chest. It's a nice cannon. Okay. I didn't mean for that to be right there. Actually, you know what? Let's have it just aim outward. We'll just put it on this, and then I'm going to use it to get to the that one, hopefully. But I have to aim it upwards for a very long amount of time. To be honest, we're almost stalling. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get there. Could very well possibly make it to that one. Okay. Should worry about that when I have more battery. This is South Necluda. That is Nadra. I've been hyper fixated on an isekai called So I'm a Spider, So What? Which has been mostly translated, almost always translated to I'm a spider, so what? Instead of So I'm a Spider, So What? Which I agree with, personally. Being just I'm a spider, so what? Because So I'm a Spider, So What is redundant. Anyway. I really like it. There's something about it that makes me really happy when I read the manga or watch the anime or read the light novels. I haven't ever read the light novels before that now, but I bought them recently, all 15 of them, because I really like the anime and the manga. Manga isn't up to date yet. Well, it hasn't finished yet. It's currently at chapter 75.2, I think. Which the point 2 just means that it's like a sub-chapter. It's an aside to the main story. And I really like it. In that chapter, I've read up to that chapter, and it's so fucking good. The problem with the manga is that in the original web novel, which used to be a web novel, on a site that is not, but is very similar to Archive of Our Own, so I used to read, and I would read translations of it pretty often. But there is a bunch of things that are missing from those that are present in like the anime. The main one being, in the manga, they don't show anything that happens in the future, which there's like a future section of the thing. There's like the past and the future. The manga only shows the past. right? The anime shows both the past and the future, but the anime isn't up to date. It isn't finished yet. The web novel has everything in it except for one character, which I really, really liked. And so I had to get the light novels in order to see that one character, which I really, really liked. And if you don't know who it is, it's Faerun. That doesn't make any sense to anyone who's never watched, who never like read it or watched the anime or anything. But Faerun is like my favorite character. So without her in it, it's just really empty to me. And I really like Faerun. I like her relationship with the main character Shiro as well. Which the light novel seems to be translating her name to be black, which is what Shiro her name to be white, which is what Shiro means. Shiro means white. But they don't mention they don't mention calling her Shiro. At least so far. I've only read up to the 3rd volume. I'm on chapter... One second. I'm on chapter S8, which is Shun 8, which is a side story. The chapter right before that... one sec. What chapter am I with the main character? I'm on S8. Wow, I'm almost halfway through this thing. Was chapter 8, which is volume 3, which is the Earth dragons of the lower stratum. Ooh, 9 is spider versus spider. That's cool. I do remember that from the manga. Anyway. I really like this series. I like how powerful you get to see the main character become, and the dichotomy between the main character and the characters from the future. Because the main character events happen about 15 years prior to all of the other characters. And it takes a really long time for the manga, or for like the past of what's happening to Shiro to coincide with what's happened to the characters in the show, or the characters of the future. So you get to see her in the future, and you'd be like, who the fuck is that, right? Because she's well disguised, and like they don't describe her as she is, like who she is. They just describe what she looks like and how she acts, and it's weird. But then you see how she gets there from the past section, and it's super interesting. Just the dichotomy of like how she is to what she'll become, or something like that. And I really appreciate the anime going into that, or like the light novel getting into that, as well as keeping Faerun as a character. Because Faerun was introduced in the light novel as someone who okay, so I'm a spider. So what follows? A girl named Wakabe Hiro, and her class as they reincarnate into another world. Kind of like Aifureta, if you've ever heard of that anime. But the main character reincarnates as a spider, and everyone else basically reincarnates as a human except for a very few people. And Faerun used to be a girl who bullied Wakaba in their past life before they get reincarnated into this world. And then Faerun gets turned into a dragon. So Wakaba is a spider, Faerun is a dragon, and in the future we understand that Wakaba is dead, or at least the teacher of all of these students believes that Wakaba is dead. But then we get to see Wakaba, and it's like, she's not dead? What happened to her? How did she get to this point? And why does the teacher think that she's dead? A whole bunch of questions that get answered later. But because she bullied Wakaba, she thinks internally, this must be like, me becoming a dragon must be punishment for how I treated her in the past life. Which is kind of accurate. That is kind of true. The reason that's true is it's super interesting, but I won't get into it because it's spoilers. But when she learns that Wakaba has died, or at least the teacher believes that she has died, she gets really depressed and sad because she wanted to apologize to her when she met her again. And we never get to see that scene in the anime. Like, we see them meeting, but we don't see anything besides that, right? And it'd be and I thought it would be super, like, how does she react? How do they reunite with each other? Does she apologize? Will she apologize? I mean, it's a nice thought, but is it realistic for this show, right? And so I wanted to see it, and that's why I wanted to keep on reading. Or I wanted to keep reading even after the anime was finished, right? And so I kept on. And so I read the web novel first. And when I read the web novel, I was like, this character isn't in the web novel. Where is Faerun? I want to meet her again. I want to see her again. I want to see her reaction to Wakaba and what she's become. But she's not in the web novel version. And so I have been waiting and reading through the light novel. Oh my god, that was awful. And reading through the light novel to get to that point. And also I've been going through all of the past sections again because I just read the manga, right? Like, I just read all the way up to the manga, so I know where where the spider is in that, where Shiro is in that. So I understand up to that point. And so I don't need to read those sections of the light novel. Only when something is different or more explained do I read in the light novel. But I also read a good portion of the web novel, so I know how things are worded and how they, like, change things, and they don't change much of anything, which is why I keep not paying attention. I don't know. I really like the series anyways. I'll keep on reading it going forward, but just I want to get to the good part. You can't get to the good part without all of, like, all of the background behind it, and I understand that, but, like, you know, I just want to see Faerun meet Shiro. Like, they had a rocky relationship. How are they gonna fix it? Are they gonna mend that relationship? Because Shiro also does a whole lot of bad things in the series in the future. Stuff that makes, like, all the people in the future not want to be friends with her. So it's like, will they reconcile? Won't they reconcile? Do they care at all? I have been spoiled a little bit, and that is disappointing. But it was a superficial, like, 2-sentence spoilage, and so I want to see it how, like, it actually plays out in the manga. Or in the light novel, I guess. But still, it's super interesting, and I'm totally hooked on it. That's the whole reason. It's one of the main reasons I haven't been super productive lately, is because I've been reading that. Another thing is I'm super I'm super like not at all good at reading, and I get super bored of it easily. So having to sit down and actually read something, because I don't have it in audiobook form. If it was an audiobook form, I'd be fucking done with it by now. But having to sit down and actually like read it has been a little bit of a slow crawl. And I don't want it to be, because it is good. I guess it's another aspect of having ADHD that kind of sucks, is because I'm hyper fixated on it. I haven't been productive on other thing else, but I'm also not being very productive with this, because my ADHD brain will be like, okay, so you've read this for enough, like just do something else. And I'll be like, but I want to keep on reading and understanding what's going to happen. And so I'll just sit there and like I'll fantasize, and I'll do quiet comprehension, like writing my own fanfics in my head of what's going to happen, and that's the activity I do. Meanwhile, in between me actually reading it. And then finally my brain will be like, okay, you've had enough of doing this. You can go back to doing this task you this like reading you were doing. And I'll read it, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm back into it. And then I'll stop and I'll fantasize, and I'll be like, oh, god damn it. It's like a game of cat and mouse with my own mind. Meanwhile, I've got other things that I need to be doing. Other tasks that need doing, and things that genuinely require my attention. And I'm just not doing it because I just want to I just want to read anime, manga. And I'm super slow at it. Okay. No. Hello, thank you for the follow, Rogue Rose RR. Welcome to chat. Sorry, I'm not going to be paying attention to your comments because I'm right now trying to not to die. I am doing well. How are you? There we go, death. Why am I being called? Give me 1 second, I'm being called right now. Sorry, so sorry. My day's going good. Thank you for asking. I was just talking for any VOD watchers about my latest hyperfixation that I've been having. It's a manga light novel that I've been piquing my interest a whole lot. Oh, I've been streaming? About a year. But year and almost a year and a half, actually. But I haven't been taking it super seriously. I've been trying to get more, I've been trying to take it more seriously lately. So I've been trying to do daily streams, but I have been having a lot of hard time doing that lately because of a bunch of circumstances that are private, and you know, just like my mental state not being great. Actually, I was planning to start streams soon. You were? That's cool. What do you stream? You stream stuff like art or games? I'm not on Twitch. I don't like watching Twitch all that much. I do like engaging with Twitch, but I mostly watch YouTubes and clips and stuff. I'm kind of a tourist, but sometimes I'll throw a stream on in the background while I'm working. Once my stream pack and VTuber model is ready, then I had plan to start stream soon. Oh, okay. Oh, are you pre-debut? What opinion do you think looks good? Thank you. I'm really happy with how it came out. My artist is really good. I work with her on a lot of stuff that I've been doing. Did I forget to pick these up? Oh, I did. Okay. Wait, did it respawn that quickly? Not that I'm complaining. Actually, I'm only I am complaining a little bit. Like, I just beat it. It doesn't have the right to respawn that quickly. You should wait until if my friend is a good artist, I may give her opportunity to design stream pack and VTuber. That's cool. I started streaming without having a whole model and all that. I just wanted to get my feet on the ground, and it was more of just a hobby back then, just something to do while I was bored. Nowadays, I actually want to grow as fast as possible. Not as fast as possible, but you know what I mean, right? I don't want to stay doing nothing, right? Why are not shifted in VTuber? What do you mean by that? What does that mean? What do you mean by that is what I mean to say. Okay, cool, nice. It was hard to pay attention while I was doing that. Might as well throw it on this, I guess? I don't know. It's a rusty claymore. It's not the greatest thing to have anything fused to, but, you know, it's something. I wanted that mostly for the zonite charges anyways. And a chest. Is there not a chest on this island? I'm gonna use this to make a portable Skyview shower. You need an asset PNG model designed for your streams. Let me know. I can contact my artist. You know, this is a very reasonable price. Thank you, but I have been talking to a bunch of artists lately, and I just want to stick. For now, I don't have any projects that I really want to be doing, and projects that I really can't have doing because of, you know, financial reasons. But then there's also the fact that I just want to be working with my artist now. She's very consistent, and her style is basically just like what defines my streams at this point. So I just don't want to lose my branding, you know. I want to look up how to make a portable Skyview tower. Give me 1 second. This is gonna take a just 1 second. Throw that up there. Portable Skyview tower. Images. It is 3 springs on that side. People have been, where is the spike? So that's not fused to that. The heck? I guess I'll wait until I get the floating. Oh, it's okay. I'll just wait. I need the flying pedestal before I get that. The flying floating platform before I get that. Alright, whatever. So I got everything here. I need to see where the Skyview tower is down here though. If I can. Is that Thunderhead right there? It's in front of me? No, it's not. It's just a bunch of clouds. Okay, right. There. Come here. I hate a lack of depth perception. If only there was a game that made it so that depth perception was lack of depth perception was canon. Oh wait, it's just Metal Gear Solid. Specifically Metal Gear Solid 3. But you know. I think you get a lot of it's diminishing returns when you keep on adding springs on top of each other. Unless you do a portable Skyview tower, which they're set at 45 degrees from one another, and they hit you, and there's 2 different like sets of springs that hit you at the same time, which is really cool. Also, this is Necluda, so that's a Tenno village down there. And do I have have that, which is the best case scenario, best thing I have. Whatever. For now, I'll just throw this on. And hopefully not die. Oh man, I really want to get back to reading the light novel I was reading. But I also want to stream, so... I've been getting 1 new follower per stream, which is a nice growth. And I'm actually really close to getting affiliate. It's just, you know, I just got to get there. Oh, I got to get up to Mount Satori eventually. I want to get to Mount Satori so that I can get some... bunch of those golden apples. They're nice. They're not the greatest, but they're better food than what I normally have. And once I'm finished up getting stamina, then I'll be worrying about hearts. I just need 1 more stamina. I just need 2 more stamina vessels, and then I'm able to start getting everything else. Oh yeah, this shrine. I remember this shrine. We all fucking remember this shrine. Don't break. If it's too efficient, it can sometimes break from the force. Sounds like I've got one in there. I do. 3! 3 whole ones! I got it! Nice. Nice. Okay, so that's 1 more stamina vessel, and so when I get 4 more shrines, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I gotta do a lot more depth searching though. So let's see if there's any warm armor here. No, okay. It's the general store, it's the ink dye shop. To find the other clothing store in this place. That's the school. General store, armor shop. And there's nothing else in here. Nice. Wonderful. It's a pasture. After this, after the next one, I'll get the Master Sword. It'll be nice. One more. I like the way that they got around making the Master Sword required and what is the game? Breath of the Wild. They use the light arrows instead, which they've used the light arrows or silver arrows in every game that the Master Sword isn't present in or isn't required in if you have to kill Ganon or some way. Like in Zelda 1, when you're fighting Ganon, use the silver arrows instead of anything else. I also like how they knew you were gonna just use a bunch of peppers in order to get like the cold resistance. So they had an entire dish that was just not like simmered fruit, not simmered vegetables. It was just simmered peppers because they knew you were gonna do that. I wonder if fruit is the thing there is considered a fruit or a vegetable. Or the peppers is considered a fruit or vegetable in this game. I'm pretty sure it's considered a vegetable because that's how you cook with it. You cook with it as a vegetable because it takes the role of a vegetable in meals. There's my Savage Lionel bow. I have to start using my Savage Lionel bow. Oh, you are much less accurate than you used to be. Nice. No Aracuda wings? That's unfortunate. I wonder why Aracudas are in this game. Like, their role in combat isn't super important, and all the fusion materials are just slightly better Keese materials. I don't know, it's confusing. Given the fact that there's elemental Keese as well, they're basically unnecessary. I never used shield surfing all that much in Breath of the Wild. In fact, I forgot about it like a few times on my first playthrough. I forgot that you could even do it. In this game, it is second nature. Also, it's only blue, which is weird. Why is it only blue? I think that the creatures that we'd face at this point would be a little higher level than that. Once you get to Mount Lanayru, that is. Because, freaking... the Great Plateau is black. So why is it blue here? Nice, it's just working. It's always great when it just works. Isn't the air above this place super warm, actually, for some reason? Not super warm, but it's a lot warmer than the mountains. Which makes no sense, because the reason why mountains are cold is because they're really high up where there's less oxygen. So it makes no sense that going higher up in the air, you don't get the same amount of coldness. If I can make it, I'm gonna try. Hope I have enough stamina. Would be nice. This is going to be super heavy. So we've got to basically place it right in the middle. You basically require to get this one first. When I mean this one, I'm talking about the skydive shrine. Okay. I think I've done as much as I can with this. If it's not required to get this one first, it's heavily incentivized to get this one first. Because this thing is here. For punny. Okay. I could have used another one. Wouldn't have been that much of a waste, but... that would have been a much more of a waste. Actually... the stamina for climbing in this game got really nerfed between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Probably because in Tears of the Kingdom you have so many more resources in order to get up to places instead of climbing. Meanwhile, Breath of the Wild, it was the main gimmick, and you're incentivized to do it as much as you could because it was so crucial to your movement. There we go. All right. Nice. I like how when you get the set bonus for this armor, you get complete, like... Me and the set bonus for this armor, you get like fall damage immunity, which is super nice and all that, but like it doesn't change how fast you fall. So when you hit the ground, move it like Mach 2, you just fucking slam into it like a brick and you just like get up like it's fine. Hella aesthetic. Like anime shit, but you know. Just another fucking blessing shrine. All the ones in the sky are practically blessing shrines because they have you do the trial to get to the shrine instead. But, you know, I'd rather have a trial to get to it and a trial to do it. I guess they just didn't know what to fill up the sky with, so they filled it up with a bunch of these trials. I wouldn't either, just fucking... That's the reason why Skyward Sword feels so empty. It's because the sky is just empty as hell. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Alright. I'm back. I'm gonna ignore him for now. So, springs. Oh, fucking steering sticks. Awesome. And hydrants. There's one other thing that is not... That has not come out yet. Hydrants, less important. I'd like a floating platform if I could get it. A beam emitter. Damn. Beam emitters don't do that much damage because of their long cooldown time. They do, like, I think they do more damage than most other things, but it takes a long time for them to reset, which is why things that use beam emitters also have them be super heavy and on a construct head, so that when the construct looks at them, they bob their head up and down and up and down. And that bobbing motion is actually what's causing the beam emitters to do so much damage, because they'll do one bit of damage, then they'll fall off, like they'll stop being focused on that creature, and then they'll hit him again, and that causes it to reset faster. Within 35 seconds. Got it. What's hard is to see through the... What's really hard is to seeing through the clouds. That is possibly my fastest time going through that. I've never done it faster, I don't think. That's pretty far away. I can't remember if I can just stay up here with the normal method. So if I walk away from it, I believe... He'll mention how I'm not doing it. He'll either pull me away from it. Yeah, okay. Okay. So what I need is I need the I need a travel medallion in order to do that. Which is fine. I can go get a travel medallion. Is that the Eldon? No, it's not. That's the Nehru. It's just really close to Eldon. It's nice when you can see why things exist in universe, and then it's also weird to see why things exist in universe as opposed to why they exist for gameplay reasons. For instance, the hydrant makes a lot of sense in universe. It's so that they can have water in the sky where there's not like oceans or a lake. It's more so they can get water. Right? Because if they don't have water, then they just can't survive. Creatures can't survive without water, so they need water. The hydrant makes sense. But the portable pot doesn't. The portable pot was like strictly a gameplay reason. Because in this game, it would be posited to believe that creatures who are going to go out and travel would have a pot on them for convenience. It's even mentioned in like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, where oftentimes you'll travel with a pot on you. And a lot of time people make pots and equipment for traveling with. The portable pot only makes sense if there was no other option. Like it didn't make sense to have any other option. And that only makes sense in the context of this game. Where you can't bring a portable pot with you. Where you just can't bring your own cookware around wherever you need to go. I think it's interesting seeing the dichotomy between the two. Things that make sense in universe and things that make sense gameplay-wise. That's weird. The animations play, but you can't see what's actually causing that to happen. Those splashes, I believe, are caused by gloop falling into the water. You can't see that because we're so far away that they aren't being drawn, but the animation still plays. Which is weird. You'd expect either one, like you expected both of them not to play. Oh, no. It's not that you'd expect it, it's that in the world, in like real life, it doesn't make sense for it to happen, but you know, it's just one of those ways that developers, you know, cut around corners, but they don't cut around them all the way. The animation probably doesn't have that much resources attached to it, but drawing an object from that far away is unnecessary. But so too is playing the animation. It doesn't matter, really. But just mentioning the shortcuts that they make in game development. What am I being targeted by? I don't even have that much HP. Blue Nightshade. Looks like Lily of the Valley. No, I hit it for way too much damage. You saved me. Thank you. Shameful this happened to me. Captain of the guard of the Zora's domain. Unbelievable. The people that's the fifth suddenly that Phil suddenly began falling from the sky. So So the waters around here in Dora's domain, everyone is at their wits' end because of it. That's why I need to investigate the surrounding area myself. To think I would fall prey to the falling sludge myself. I was just getting feel my. I was just thinking of it. My scales bristle. My gills still feel so unclean. It's weird that Breath of the Wild totally changed the story surrounding the Sheikah to being that of scientists when they weren't that before Breath of the Wild even came out. Before Breath of the Wild came out, it was weird to think of them as anything but the attendants of the royal family, as ninjas and as warriors. I wonder what broke the cloud barrier. Flying device. Oh. So that side is unnecessary. This side is the only one that matters. If a chest was on that side, then it would matter, but there isn't a chest on that side. Nice. I wonder how much effort it took to recode the monks to become these things. Because I think a lot of the architecture is the same. Like, it is press your hand to this thing, play animation 1, play cutscene 1, play dialogue, give the thing, play dialogue, and cutscene. I wonder if it was more efficient to do that than to rewrite the entire script again. And to just replace the models and animations with their own. Or if they wanted to use just as much architecture as they could. There's a king. What kind of Gleok is that? It's a lightning Gleok. Why is it flying so high? It's a flame Gleok. But still, I do wonder why it's flying so high in the air. It would take a lot of fall damage if I knocked it down. I don't think I have stamina to do that. I also don't think I'm going to be flying close enough to it. Oh, I had a claymore. Ba 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 ba. Oh, I'm gonna mark the tower, didn't I? Why are they? Why are the wolves not hunting them? Just thinking to myself that I really want to read that light novel instead of stream right now, but I can't let my wants overcome what I need to be doing right now. Or what I ought to be doing. Can't let what I want to be doing overcome what I ought to be doing. I ought to be being here. I ought to be entertaining. I ought to be growing my presence on Twitch and YouTube. I ought to be putting in the work. I'm really hoping that there's a rock up here. There's not a rock up here. God damn it. These are a lot of caves. Unfortunately, I cannot go into them. Why is the lid not rendering? Oh, this is the one where the lid is knocked off. It's not rendering because it's not there. How are you in there? I was pretty sure the dog. Nice. Oh, minecart. This is a minecart area. I forgot about that. Okay. Just had to make sure it wouldn't fall off. These things bounce pretty unpredictably. Hmm. They're beautifully off-centered and I think I'm only going to go for another hour after this. I'm having a really rough time. Just trying to be entertaining when I'm not right now. Just not in a mental place to be entertaining. Nice, I just died. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, that's right, I forgot I had that. Nice. Just barely made it. Come here. It's gonna fall down and I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yep. Knew it. Well, this is one of those puzzles where I can just, you know... Oh my god. Nice. I think I got the chest from that shrine. I hope I did. Nice. Oh yeah, that was that one. Fucking stupid. Of course I got it. It's already aimed for me. Don't need to aim it. Big wheel. Battery! Nice. I'll be coming back to this one for a long time. Battery is some of the best things you can get in this game. Oh my god, I am a fucking god. Hell yeah. Oh. Wasn't even that important either. Glad I just didn't despawn though. No. That's nice. How many? I have 3. I think I just barely hit it. Can't see it because the island's in the way. The island in the sky. You really can grab the harpoons. As many as you can find. What do you have in mind? I'm just gonna reach the sky. Everyone grab a harpoon and aim it high. Oh, fucking finally a blood moon. I'll be heading straight into the depths after this. I have plenty of large. Okay, so I don't have much of the depths mapped out, but it's this area that I need to take care of. So I need to use this chasm. I'll go ahead and kill the Lionels again. It'll be nice. I hope I get some good B-roll for my next YouTube short after I'm done editing and uploading the next one that I'm making. Nice. Falling down at night. Perfect. This is an Amarant. It's gonna be a while before I play Fallout 4 again, before you play Fallout New Vegas again. I need to figure out how to get mods installed, and I don't want to do that right now. Someone's cooking. I can smell it through my vents. For some reason, the vents connect to the kitchen before my room, so I smell what happens in the kitchen. Sokala. What the hell just happened? Hey, steak, nice. Hmm. Normally there's a vehicle over on this part of the island. It allows you to get up. Yep. There is one. It expects you to have some battery by the time you get to this point, but I've got no battery at all because basically speedrunning this game. Not very well, granted, but I am moving through this game very quickly for the average player. Uno. Dos. Cuatro. Search. There were wings on that island, but it didn't matter. I was surprised it landed there. Sage's Will or an old map? Sage's Will. Alright, that's 4 of them. I'll always get Tulin first, so that'll... No, I didn't mean to do that. So maybe next time I'll go and get Tulin. That is after I go and get the... Okay. Okay. If it didn't respawn, I have to assume it safely got... Oh my god. Why? Why is it doing that? Okay, I did get out safely. Where's my arrow? Oh, perhaps the theory that could work is that those tiny crystals can only fit a blessing shrine because of how small they are. And that's why they always lead to a blessing shrine. I don't know if that's true or not, because I think there's some that don't, but maybe all of them do. And if all of them do, that could be an explanation as to why. Okay. That's the last one before I needed all of the light things. So I can start working on hearts now because that's enough to get me all of the fuck, what am I even thinking? My brain is in a mush. Anyway, I can get the Master Sword now, is what I'm trying to get at. I have all the necessary materials to get the Master Sword. The only thing I need to do is find the light dragon, and that's much easier said than done. The way I usually find the dragons is by flying in the opposite direction to their paths. And that's really hard for the light dragon because the path for the light dragon is all across the map. So that means I'll have to fly in the opposite direction all the way across the map just to find the light dragon. Because the light dragon isn't drawn until you get really close to it, because it is like a creature, of course. You don't draw it no matter how far you are away from it. So you can't just look on the horizon and see if there's a light dragon nearby. You have to fly pretty close to it. Object culling is what it's called. And since light dragon is a dynamic object, it has to be object culled. Alright. Okay, I have not gone into any caves since the last time I've been here, so... Okay, no, I need to head in this direction first. Nice. Okay, there's a mine. It's gonna be inactive for now. Really? Nice. Okay. Headed in the right direction. Can't wait to get a Lionel killer. I'll have to kill a Molduga for that though. This is like the first Talus I fought, and it's gonna be freaking. I always thought that fighting these things underground meant that you had to that you would constantly be losing health due to the gloom. But no, only when it does that. Right? Yeah, I did. I did it right. Okay. I just didn't know if I was considered wet when I did that. Yeah, I was. Nice. A diamond, too? That's pretty good. Wasn't expecting an actual diamond from that. Why? I wasn't even touching the ground. Farm light route. Okay, yep. I'm right near them now. I'm gonna save here. Should be one over here. Now this is just becoming second nature for me. There he is. Didn't even get to see him spawn. If I can see him spawn, then I know when to save. Because you should save right before he spawns. By he, I mean the minus field ghost over there. They're the ghosts of Hylian soldiers who died a long time ago. They wield their weapons for you. Okay. This is a great place to save. Actually, I don't think that was a great place to save. One sec, I'm going to load this save. And if it doesn't work, then I'll load the autosave at the Quorum Light route, and then I'll manually save. Because he actually may have already spawned as soon as I got the Quorum Light route. Okay, no, he didn't. He just spawned. But he's holding the same thing. He's not there. There it is. That's the best thing that he can carry. This will get me one step closer to a Lionel killer. I won't have a Lionel killer just yet after this, but I will have what is basically the equivalent of one. Oh, that's right. Oh no, I don't even need to do that. Okay. Load. So whatever the bonus is, he so when I saved right in front of him as he had the object. When you do that, you lock in what he has. You keep it permanent. No matter what happens, that will never change. What he has will never change. The bonus, however, does change. So you need to make sure that when you load it, you load in his bonus too. But since I haven't leveled up enough, I don't think I'm going to get a good bonus from this. I think I should just cut my losses here. Yeah, I'll just cut my losses. Okay. I know there's another one in between here and that light route. I don't know where it is. I don't want to get too close to it. I think it's over there. Oh, also, I need to mark this guy on my map. I marked those ones with swords. Claymores with swords, rather. Give me 1 second. Alright. Sorry about that. I'm gonna kill these guys. Oof. Yeah, okay. Maybe I shouldn't fight the silver guys just yet. Actually, I really want to leave now. I really want to end stream. I think I'm going to end stream. Oh. Wonder if I'm going to have to pick this up again. Okay. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end stream here. I'll do some stuff off stream, but it's just mostly going to be